Hello, everyone. My name is John from Community Life Church in Catskill, New York, and this is Meals Ready to Eat from the Bible. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell icon to get notified. Facebook, follow us, like us, and everybody, please leave a comment. Thanks. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today's episode is the Parable of the Sower, Part 9. However, it's the tares and the wheat. Do not accept mixture. We all have a choice to make, so let's choose to be the good seed. Now, just after the parable of the sower, Jesus tells us this story about the tares and the wheat. And in it, the good seed is sown, and then an enemy sneaks into the garden where the seed is sown, and he comes in with a different kind of seed, one that does not produce fruit. So it's hard for us to tell the difference between these two plants while they're growing. At the end, of course, when the fruit is produced, one does not produce fruit and one does. So I'm going to take a look at this, called the tares and the wheat again, and we're going to see just a couple of messages in here that Jesus has for us today. So I want to take a look at them and see what God is saying to us. So let's get this scripture up on the screen and see. The first passage is Matthew 13:24 and 25. Excuse me. He put another parable before them, saying, "The kingdom of heaven may be compared to a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while his men were sleeping," and there's a point there that the people were helping him, Jesus has helpers, and they're sleeping, his enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and went away. The second passage here is, let's get that near the top. This is when Jesus goes to explain the parable, like the parable of the sower. Jesus explains it, so I don't have to guess what's going on here. Then he left the crowds and went into the house, and his disciples came to him, saying, "Explain to us the parable of the weeds of the field." And he answered, "The one who sows the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the good seed is the sons of the harvest, of the kingdom, The weeds are the sons of the evil one." So right there we see this difference between the two. And right away we can see that there's only two kinds of things growing in the world: the sons of the kingdom and the sons of the evil one. Okay, so let's go take a look and break this down and see what God is saying to us and how this is going to work out for us. What kind of lessons we can learn from this passage today. To start with, once again, there's two kinds of seed sown in this world. And we can see, there's the sons of the evil one and the sons of the kingdom. So that's important for us to note, important for us to know. We can allow both, or we can allow one or the other if we want. That's while the seeds are growing, before anything comes to fruition. At the harvest, however, it's one or the other. There's no middle ground, no average, not putting them both together, and a little bit of the weeds in. No, it's the sons of the kingdom or the sons of the evil one that have different destinies, different fates, if you will. I'm not a fatalist in the kingdom. At the harvest, Jesus will not allow mixture. You can read about that in Matthew 13:42. And again, it's very important. One place or the other place. The seeds that produce fruit go into the barn. The seeds that don't, well, they get burned up. But we decide which kind of seed is going to grow in us. Now, before we go on, we're going to take a look at something in the Old Testament where this is emphasized. But while the seed is growing, we can't tell the difference between the tares and the wheat. They look alike. And so if you wanted to sabotage someone's field, you would sow tares in it, because it would just mess up the harvest. And there would be a risk, if you try to destroy the tares, that you would destroy some of the good seed, because you couldn't tell the difference. So we don't always know in other people which one, are they tares or are they wheat, until the end, until the harvest, until the fruit is now shown. Then you can pull up the tares, throw them out, and gather the wheat. And this all has to do with how we live our lives and the choices we make, the kind of soil we produce, as in the parable of the sower. We have a saying, this is by grace through faith. This is the faith part. All right? Now, in this passage in the Old Testament, when Israel was starting to live in the Promised Land, just before they went in, Moses had died, and their leader Joshua, the successor to Moses, told the people that God would not tolerate mixture. Same message. And here's what he said. And if it is evil or disagreeable, it's in a different translation, in your eyes to serve the Lord, choose this day. Make a choice, one or the other. You can't pick both. You only pick one or the other. Who are you going to serve? The gods of your fathers served in the region beyond the river, or the gods of the Amorites in the land we now live? But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. So that is God saying to them through Joshua, look, you get a choice. You get to pick one or the other. So here we see this same choice in the tares and the wheat, or tares or wheat. And we can't tell the difference when they're growing between one or the other in other people. But we do know in our own selves and our own heart. So we all have a choice to make. I want to encourage you to make that right choice, the choice for Jesus, the choice for the kingdom, to be among the good seed. Doesn't mean we're perfect, but we have that choice to make, just like Joshua and just like in the parable of the tares of the week. Thank you so much. We'll see you again next week. Have a good one and take care. All right, thanks for watching. You can find us on the web at clchurch.cc. That's clchurch.cc. We meet 10:30 Sunday mornings in 20 West Main Street, Catskill, New York. Hope to see you there, and thanks once again.